PlayStation VR. Do you know how much they announced the price for it?
$400.
Yeah, $400.
Damn,
Just
so
as much
lucky
as the
guess.
console. Just as much as the console. Daniel, do you plan on getting a PlayStation VR? That's the first
When does it come
question.
out?
Sometime at the end of this year.
Well, I wasn't planning.
Let me read.
I mean,
I
me
wasn't playing.
and
plan on
Zach will
getting-
probably be living together. And we'll just be
That's true.
only like 125 each. Yeah, we'll broke like that. Fuck everybody. What? Everybody watching it, but
Do you
yeah,
plan
we'll
on
play.
getting any of them?
Yeah.
The 8.
Eventually.
Yeah. I'm not talking about eventually. I'm talking about now this year when they come out.
I don't know. I doubt it. I'll probably be too broken. It'll just be one of those. Maybe one day.
Right, I'll wait till someone turns one into GameStop.
Exactly. Or
Then
we'll
I'll
sold
buy
out
one.
online on it or some shit.
I don't know. I don't know if I'd want to go into like a virtual space where it's like almost where someone like basically where it's interconnected with your brain. I always want it to be just like basically a glass display because as soon as like it's got to probe my brain, fuck that shit. I'm out. Like, get that shit out of me now.
Yeah, like the
Fuck
second the game could glitch and fuck my whole body up, like nope.
Like,
I don't want to be stuck in a mountain for eternity. Help! I found a glitch.
some of the best things I found that like people are enjoying the most out of VR games seem to be driving games, and like because I would consider driving games also that like space simulator Eve Valkyrie or whatever. Like it's the one that my boy Colin M likes is the one that made him a VR believer, but it was like this spacey game, but it like driving games and space flight simulator games seem to be like all the rage. And then there's this like weird mech robot, like arena soccer hitting around game. But like some awesome games, but it seems to be like driving. That like I want to play Eve Valkyrie. Just what feels to be like
Did
you're
people that
flying
made
a
Eve
spaceship.
Online make that?
It might be Eve
Because
Online.
they probably made so much money off of Eve Online, yet alone, but they'll make up that. I would love to see them do virtual reality, like where you could actually go in there and actually control your own. Because some of the battles on there get fucking serious, and there's like Ponzi schemes and everything on that game. Like people working for like corporations, like fucking, I guess, and moving cargo or some shit around the universe, like stealing a lot of like big like ships that cost tens of thousands of real life dollars. Like,
is there any game you think would work well in VR, or just in particular any game you would like to play in VR? Particularly, maybe you would do another run through of Skyrim if you could play it in VR, or it was made from the ground up in VR.
I'd definitely play Sky. They could remake Skyrim for the fucking N64 and make it N64 graphics, and I'd fucking play that bitch again. That's how desperate I'd be to play Skyrim again. Like,
Why did you go backwards on that?
I'm just saying I would, but yet alone play it in virtual reality. I would
Yeah.
love it in virtual.
It would
I don't
be-
know, specific. A zombie survival game would be cool, but I don't know how they'd animate, like, I don't know, would it be like a red character coming towards you, kind of like it was an object, like a wall or something, you had to act like you were getting eaten by it if it got so. I don't know, like they'd do it weird, or like just a really like, almost like a whole zombie game. Like,
horizontal. Oh man, what would be cool would basically be like, it would be cool to see a horror zombie game that was basically like, alright, walk around your house first, like, basically they had cameras on the outside, basically it starts scanning you, you're out, basically it creates a level out of your house, you know what I mean? So like basically you're walking around, you're looking through its outside camera, so you're just still looking, you know what I mean? You're in your VR
Activision
thing, but
needs
it's,
to do for Nazi zombies.
but you're
A
going,
VR Nazi zombies with your own house.
oh
It
man.
puts a pack-a-punch like where your fridge is or something, juggernauts and stuff.
I think the Vive's the one with the outer cameras, because you could put because you could walk around with the outer cameras, have it like, 3D track your house, and then make the house and all of its objects and make your house or wherever you're at the level, and then all of a sudden it just starts, you know what I mean? Like you said, it just starts Nazi zombies going. It starts like, you know what I mean? It'll create the holes, maybe some windows will be real, so maybe you don't want to try to go through them or whatever. But it would be cool because, you know what I mean? The doors would be where your actual door is, so whenever, like, you know what I mean? It would be like you always wanted, like, you see a zombie trying to come through this window because it'll still be programmed to try to come through the windows, you know what I mean? And maybe, like, try to beat down the door and then open them at some point, but you know what I mean? Like, you could go over to your actual door, open your actual door, like, step outside, still with your fucking thing on, and shoot them on the outside.
Yeah, I would.
So, like, your
I'd
neighbors
hate
would be
your
like,
neighbors would
like,
be
I
like,
would be out there just like me and my kids would just be sitting outside when we're older watching you, and just like, we just hear, like, you know, nothing, because all the sound is all in here with you, and you just, like, all we just hear from your side is, and you bust open your door. But we don't hear anything, it just...
You just hear me probably mimicking noises like, oh, gotta reload.
Yeah,
gotta go in.
Slam your door back.
Yeah.
Man.
And
That would
Dad slaughters a little sister.
Yeah. And terrible twos. That's what happens. But I don't think it even picks up on the mic.
Huh? That's great.
But if anybody's listening to this VR idea, I'm sure someone's like, man, we can make some good money off that idea. But dude, I would play that idea way too much.
Same
Thing with like a Halo kind of like basically the same thing except for with Halo. I forget what they call their mode, where it's just like wave after wave. But Gears of War would be nice with Locust, you know what I mean? And the cool part,
it would feel so nice gripping like HTC Vives or something, gripping both those little hand controls like a chainsaw and just going through a fucking Locust with it. Just
exactly. And you know there's going to be, like, amusement parks that spring up around this whole idea, like certain ones that are specifically calibrated to the whole warehouse that's already built for it, you know what I mean? So you're going through this warehouse in this virtual reality, so it's, you know, like a game that you're in, you know what I mean? Like, I can't wait for them to basically go through and, basically it's going to be a first-person shooter, you know what I mean? Because all first-person shooters are basically going to start running on the same engine, because it's going to be in virtual reality, you know what I mean? Instead of, so basically, like, you're going to, like, I can't wait for them to recreate some of the levels from GoldenEye. You know what I mean? Not like they used to be. You know what I mean? Recreate them where they look like realistic, or at least nicer.
Playing GoldenEye.
Like, cause I still can remember some of those levels, like that library level, to where like you can walk up the stairs to the left. Like, oh man.
I just remember that snow level we go outside.
Or what about playing Valhalla on fucking Halo? Just fucking.
I would love to feel like have it feel like to actually get behind one of the snipers and actually try to make a shot across, even if the sniper bullet does go straight, like getting your head positioned at the right angle and just getting to where it feels comfortable to. It'd feel nice.
It'd be, and like there's so many games that could work well. Like I could see first person shooters fucking working well, or actually almost any shooter, because then it becomes VR shooter since it's really you looking through your own eyes. But like
yeah, literally, it would be a first person shooter. It'd be like, yo, shoot, or you mad, man? Alien
Isolation is another good one I like. You know, another
Scary PewDiePie's thing. If you haven't seen, I'm not even a fan. I appreciate PewDiePie, what he's done with his, and liked him way back in the day. But I'm not a fan of him now. But I still like him. But if you haven't seen it, the Scary PewDiePie series on YouTube Red's really good. Like there's an Alien Isolation thing he does with Michael Collins up in it. It's crazy. It's awesome. You really like it. But
yeah,
Alien Isolation virtual reality would be amazing.
And
so many people would be scared shitless.
The 3D painting thing, that 3D like paint thing we was watching earlier.
Oh yeah, like draw it or draw
yeah.
something, but basically
which was on the Funhouse channel, which is where we've seen it, which looks fucking awesome. And I think that'll have a lot of great implementations, like 3D modeling and stuff, like just being able to let people put on that headset, and then they could like basically go over, just like pick it up the ground, like pulling it apart, molding it that way. So like they're just creating what they're seeing instead of worrying about being like technically good at something. But of course, you know, it's still gonna take somewhat of an ability. But you know what I mean? Like it'll be okay. And is there any other game? Do you see any new forms of games or any types of like new, like, you know, first-person shooter role playing? Do you see any new types of games sprawling out of this whole VR shit?
Virtual reality MOBAs.
I mean, that could work. Like I could see it first taking off with Smite, because like just looking over, like basically controlling your character and just being able to turn your head just to like turn, like and look into the jungle. You know what I mean? Just to see if anything's there, and then if a first-person MOBA like Overwatch or something, like I could see it working really fucking well.
Virtual reality MOBAs it'd be a Coliseum actual sport. I feel like is what it would be like. It'd be like
Dude.
actual lanes engraved, and the people in virtual reality would have to get like, I just feel like it'd be like the legit first like video game virtual like. I don't feel like there'd be any way you could just really do it and do it good besides like what you said, like where you're just like in the eyes of your character and you look around and it feels like you're that person, but you're controlling it with the controller.
So what I'm thinking is basically it's almost like one of those amusement parks we was talking about, but a big like you know what I mean? It's like a nice big warehouse, so it can be like a coliseum. Like you get 2 people on each side if you want to be in it, and you're fighting with basically like foam weapons, and you basically got like foam suits on you. So like you got a spear and everything. It's like a coliseum, almost like think of like Oblivion.
Ancient Rome.
No, think of Oblivion, like blue team versus yellow team. They both send in 1 people with their weapon of choice. So you know what I mean. So like before you go. Like, you don't know who's going to be on the yellow team, you know what I mean? Because hopefully it'll be like a busy track, so you know, you don't know who's going to be on there, and you're fighting with plastic weapons, you know what I mean? It's supposed to be realistic while you're holding, so you know what I mean? It's not about hitting hard, it's just about being accurate, you know what I mean? That's what it'll tell you know what I mean? You kick people out if they're being
something
assholes.
like that's already invented by somebody that's trying to turn gladiator like sports into a big thing again. But it's basically where they use actual swords and chainmail, but it takes hit detection. If it would have actually killed the person, they wear like actual stuff to protect that Kevlar and stuff, but it detects it and like, no, he would have died. But I'm pretty sure like they have like where they have health balls and stuff too. Like so if they're just getting hit so much, you know, they just lose health and end up dying. But like, it seemed really cool. But it seems something like fucking you could just integrate the both.
You talking about a TV show?
This is something somebody's making.
Is it virtual reality?
No, it's not virtual reality. It's somebody trying to make gladiator sports back a thing.
Oh, okay, I know what you're talking about. You're talking about that Kickstarter idea.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. I don't know if it has cores on it.
And then click the first time I said the exact same thing.
But virtual reality would be a whole lot better idea for this shit.
Virtual reality with, I was thinking virtual reality with that shit. Then send your 2 back. Or like send 1 person in at a time.
I don't know if you need all the weight for that shit. Because if everything's foam, you can just basically like, you know what I mean? Because as long as people aren't trying to be assholes, you're not trying to fucking like leg sweep someone, because you know what I mean, if you got the foam sword and you fucking leg sweep somebody, that's gonna fucking, in the game, in VR, it's gonna fucking cut their leg off. All of a sudden, that character's fucking falling over, because we're not gonna let them fucking hop around, because they're fixing to be finished in the game. They fall over, your enemy should just finish off the in-game character, you know what I mean? Because at that point, when you get your leg chopped off, basically it's telling you you're dead. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so you should
get out of the way of the virtual reality.
Exactly. And the other guy's basically doing his finishing move because you already got your leg, so now he's doing whatever he wants to the virtual reality character. And you can use a whole lot of other different weapons. Imagine a gladiator stadium where you can basically pit off like the Lancer versus the plasma rifle from Halo, or just random crazy shit like that. You know, weapon versus weapon from other shit.
I don't know. It seems like it'd be cool, but I don't know. It'd be crazy. Like, yours would be like almost like an emotion lock thing.
Daniel's like, you can't have a dream if it can't realistically happen.
No, you can. I'm just thinking, like, yours would be like a warehouse type, like emotion type thing. Mine was like a weird little coliseum, little MOBA type of thing. But I say like yours would be.
Mine's a coliseum type thing too. It's all about what they're seeing in the game. The warehouse doesn't matter. It's just about being big enough area for them to walk around and do shit in.
But I don't know, from the original ideal I was on to where you segued it and I've segued it, it's completely off of PlayStation V. We're still talking about virtual reality like stuff.
I'm still talking about virtual reality. You keep trying to drag it off of it. I'm trying to drag it into this realistic coliseum with a piece of battle armor.
I'm still virtual reality like stuff, but I wasn't even bringing it back to that. I was just bringing on like virtual reality MOBAs still. But usually get basically like a virtual reality 1v1 scenario.
Yeah.
No, see, I know where we're going with it. I wasn't dragging it back to promote this guy's Kickstarter of Gladiator Oval. I feel like we've segued it so far off topic. Even though it's still talking about virtual reality, but we ain't talking about the fundamentals of virtual reality. We'll just... Well, you know the little sparkly eye emoji? I feel like we're just into that stage. Just...
I feel like you bitching about something. Why are you talking about it? You're like, we're not talking enough about VR. Why talking about VR? That makes no damn sense. So why don't you bring it back to the HTC versus PlayStation VR versus Oculus Rift? We haven't even talked about the Rift and what kind of a piece of shit that's going to be.
Oh, I talked about HTC. We haven't talked about...
We've been talking about the Vive this whole time.
I thought we were talking about PlayStation VR.
We honestly haven't talked about PlayStation.
Yeah, because we haven't talked about HTC Vive. I would have brought up that controller flipping thing already.
We started talking about the painting stuff in 3D.
Yeah, but I mean, that was HTC. Was that HTC Vive?
It's only on the Vive.
You see, that wasn't really talking about the mechanics. Like that was just a spitfire.
You should go on to what kind of piece of shit Oculus is going to be. Because that's sitting right in the middle.
Yeah, poor Oculus Rift is... God. Oculus Rift's going to go. Just compared to HTC Vive. What?
Now talk about why.
Why do you think it's going to be?
I think it's going to be a piece of shit just because the controller it has. The Vive looks like...
I haven't seen the... I don't remember the controller. I just know the HTC Vive's controller looks so fucking good.
It's almost like a... It's almost like a nunchuck, but it's like a 360 controller split in half. Like, imagine it's like almost like a... Like, you hold it like a nunchuck, but it's a 360 controller split in half. Like, all the buttons, it seems, of a 360 controller just split in half. Just
weird.
Ripped right apart.
The HTC Vive seems like it's a good little... I don't know. But it kind of honestly looks like two more... It looks more like two just legit nunchucks with a lot of, like, side things. It doesn't look like a weird fucking controller ripped in half. But the one thing I seen about the HTC Vive demo, like... The guy flipped it and it was like such a 1-to-1 scale. Whenever he threw the remote up in the air, in virtual reality it spun too. Whenever he caught it in virtual reality and in real life. And it was just trippy as fuck. It was cool.
There's one more thing. There's one more
Valve has... I don't know, Facebook has a lot of money for Oculus Rift, but I feel like Valve's just a big daddy just dumping the money into like, we need to make it good.
I just feel like Oculus could have had a whole lot of money. Like, the Rift has been just talked about for so dang long. I just don't even give a shit about it anymore. I've heard about it since I've just heard about it for like almost 5 years now, almost half a decade. I don't give a shit about this thing anymore. Like PlayStation VR,
they have definitely what the welcome with it. Just like talked about it and just spent so long building up the hype train where it's just like, who gives a fuck?
Right.
It's almost like the Division. Like I'm glad it's there so I could play it, but.
Yeah,
fuck.
Exactly. Like the hype train just ran right into the fucking ground. That's all that fucking was. Exactly.
And then I'm like, so I just like the HTC Vive because I haven't heard about it and it sounds cool. Different name. That's how you lose business, Oculus Rift. It's because you built up the hype train for so long that I just jump on a whole new bandwagon the second it comes available.
Yep. Of course, to be honest, we all know PlayStation VR is going to be a piece of crap too. It's the first models. They're all going to be not except for Valve, and that's why it's the HTC Vive. That's why it's going to be $800. Like that's the way it is. Like, you know what I mean? It's the most expensive. Yep. It's the reason it comes with this nice camera. It's the reason it fucking tracks every motion. Yeah, it's the reason you can only you have to clear out this tiny 6 or 9 by 9 foot square area.
Yep. So you have room to actually move in it, not hit too much.
Yep. And then that's all you can move in. There's gonna be a lot of products that do not take into account your room spacing or basically stupid people that are using it. You know what I mean? Like how people are gonna set it up in front of their coffee tables, put it in, and completely forget their coffee table's there, and then trip into it and break it, and then be pissed at the company because they fucking forgot. You know what I mean?
It's gonna be stupid too, because the HTC Vive, they even have where even in virtual reality you can see it in redness, where hey, your coffee table's there, don't trip and fall into it. And you're still gonna have the stupid people I tripped over my $800 coffee table, broke my $1,200 TV. HTC Vive owes me one.
Yeah. Basically, PlayStation VR, Oculus Rift, pieces. They're gonna be kind of shitty. Vive, gonna be pretty nice.
Don't get me wrong.
Everything's gonna be nicely okay.
Still pretty nice for virtual reality and where we've come to in technology. I ain't this and that one, but just in the sense of games and
just compared to I think I just compared to the Vive. The other two are not gonna be as good because Oculus took so long. Valve was like, hey, they got a good idea and they're being stupid about it and waiting so long. Why don't we, find a company that also has something or even greater ideas of that, funnel money into it, and then let's release that and make a shit ton of money. Because PlayStation and Vive, I've only been announced for a year. There's a period post to Oculus is 5 or whatever, how long. Like 5 or more.
Facebook should have just bought it and fucking just blitzkrieged it all the way to the market. They shouldn't have fucking
all the way to daddy. But anyway, segue. We're moving on from VR.
That segue's just been over there. Fucking going crazy.
He's been doing. He's like, oh, are they? Nope. Okay, nope. Like,
nope. They still rambling about silly ideas they have in virtual reality.
So Daniel,
that will never happen.
I'll let you pick the next topic. Would you rather talk about sugar and the negative effects it has on the body, or would you rather talk about the World War II, that 15-hour documentary we've been watching?